very much for taking some time out of your morning to have a chat with us this morning. For our audience, could you just give us a bit of an introduction to who you are and a bit about, what got you to the stage where you're standing in a show garden at MIFGS in 2024?
Yeah, I'm Riley Cooper, landscape designer based out of Melbourne. Grew up in Warrnambool, pretty proud of that. And I've been doing garden shows for 4 years, but this is my first show garden. So I started off as a student in the Achievables. At the end of my course, I did that with a mate, and then I got invited to do an emergent garden, which doesn't exist anymore, but it was a small, similar to Achievables, but a bit bigger. And then I got a chance to do a boutique garden last year with Bays Edge Landscapes, and that led on to being invited to do the show garden this year. So I invited Bays Edge to build that again, and we also got a horticulture company, Abcam, to help us do that. So
that relationship between the designer and the landscaper is obviously quite vital.
Yeah, definitely. So we had meetings before we committed to what the design was. I had strong thoughts of what it would be, but I wanted to make sure we could do it and execute it. We didn't want to overuse our resources in terms of labour as well as budget. We wanted to make sure that was sustainable in that way, so we weren't, biting off too much and then having a horrible time trying to put it together. We planned it really well.
I think sometimes a line on a page, or in your case, I'm guessing a line on a screen, can take a second, and then it takes them a week.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess being respectful of that.
Yep.
Have you found that you've had, good interest in the early, obviously it was only yesterday and today that the garden's been open for the landscapers and for yourself from a, customer interest standpoint? Yeah,
definitely. I think we've found that we've got our look and our niche, and people who love it, and we're getting that feedback. It's not for everyone. All the gardens are really unique, but I think we're managing to find the people that really like our garden and have come and told us.
I was standing there when we were before we were filming, and you kind of listen to people as they walk past. You've done that?
Yeah.
Like you hear what people are saying when they're watching, and I'm like, some of the stuff that comes out of people's mouths, you're like, what are you talking about? Like I had this lady's like, don't like those orange chairs, it ruins it. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah. I had people say, I don't like that plant, that's an agapanthus, and that's horrible, but it wasn't an agapanthus.
Yeah.
They make criticisms of plants, but they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's great. It's like, glad someone's saying it.
Yeah.
I don't mind hearing that.
Yeah. Well, it's feedback regardless, I guess. All right, so let's have a bit of a wander through it. If you can just talk us through, the concept and...
Yeah, so the garden's called Gratus, and it's about gratitude. So being thankful for my opportunity to be here.
Yep.
And it's being thankful for the industry, how vibrant it is and how people are encouraged to be creative and unique and supported. So I wanted to create an environment where I could thank all the people. I might not know who they are, so it's a bit of a fictional place, but I wanted to thank them for creating that environment. So I'm inviting them in here to have conversations, and then hopefully I can walk away from this fictional place as the people that they were for me and be that person for someone else. And that's reminiscent through life, that when you have conversations with good people, you hopefully pick up what they are and you can take that on. And
I struggle with that a lot, that when people offer to help and you're like, what's your angle?
Yeah.
You're like, someone's done this for me, I'm just trying to help you kind of thing. So it's nice. So did you have to put forward a brief on the design? Is that how they work? Or?
In a way, they want to know what you're kind of on about. I'm not sure if they say no to anything. Like, they were all cool with it. I think they just want to know what your brief is.
So you're not doing anything kind of extreme right-wing kind of political view. Like it's just, we're doing a garden. It's okay.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of that. And obviously we need approvals from the Melbourne City Council and the arborist. So we had consultation. We've got a beautiful old tree in our site. We're quite close to another one. So having consultation with engineers, arborists and all that. But that they have no opinion on the design. Yeah.
Because the garden itself can't penetrate the ground or anything, kind of. It has to physically just sit on the ground and then.
Yeah, we're hovering everything. It's on protection. Everything's weight distributed. We've built the pool on site. Some people bring one in, so we've got that on a suspended steel frame, concrete slab, block wall.
Wow.
We balance that argument of sustainability with building a custom pool that we may not be able to get into a job ever.
So sustainability's obviously everyone's conscious of.
Yeah.
Is it something that the gardens require, or it's just something that you're conscious of?
It is part of the brief that when you answer the points to the judges, so you've got to have a sustainable, answer. You don't have to be. I don't think they expect them to be fully sustainable in this. Really,
because in the real world, nothing completely is.
Yeah, and it is a garden show, so it can't be perfect, but it needs to be thought about. It can't just be chuck it in, throw it out, and not worry. So we've used all untreated timbers all underneath, so they can be turned into a mulch afterwards. All the bits we can keep, we'll keep them. The boys will be able to use them on their construction jobs for boxing up concrete or something like that. And a lot of the materials that we want to keep, we've screwed so we can take it apart. So the whole pergola frame can be taken apart.
Rather than just nail gunning it, it's actually been...
So we might have dropped our detail a little bit, which I'm sure the judges will say, but we'd rather do that and then be able to just take that cypress with us.
So you medalled a bronze at this show. This is your first show garden.
Yep.
So first show garden you medalled. That obviously has to mean something.
Yeah, we're stoked. We I think I keep saying, but we're little fish in a big sea, and we're really happy to be swimming here. It's actually absolutely awesome. I look around at the other show gardens, and I'm so proud to just be a part of that. Yep. And the bronze, we're stoked.
It's interesting. Like, there'd be some really weird statistics, but the number of people that have built a show garden as a percentage of the total population of Australia would be lower than a lot of things, right? Like, it's there's 8, 6, 10, depending on the year.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big group of people. And then when someone like Semken maybe builds 3, then it's really 5 companies that are doing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge honour to be asked, and and to be able to do it. And it's a huge honour even for people to come on that ride with you, because you got these dreams, but someone's got to execute it, and they commit a lot. So both Bays Edge and Abcam, what they did for me and all their crew, it's huge.
So if you obviously couldn't do this without the support of sponsors, like who, I guess, you reach out to them, who got involved, who put their hands up and said, whatever you need?
We had awesome sponsorship from Lifetime Pine. They helped us last year, and they've come huge to the party with all their timber for the whole garden, other than the decking boards we're on now, which was Chippies. They sponsored us on that. They have a good bill supply for some hardwoods.
Yep.
And then the stone we got from Mawson Stone, and they were really generous as well. So once I had my model of the layout of this garden and I had my brief, but once I had those consultations with them of what products they would like to see in the garden as well, I was able to adapt the design to make sure that they're getting what they want out of it as well as I'm getting.
It's interesting because there has to be a commercial reality to it, right? Like you can't just get on a design high horse and go, well, we're doing it this way or not at all.
Yeah.
When you're really trying to serve multiple masters.
That's it. And it's all a community in this type of garden scenario where we're building a show garden and a lot of people are donating time or product. It doesn't really suit me saying, oh no, I'm going to do this and I don't really care what other people think. And it's, if you're a big name, you might be able to get away with that, but it's still not the best way to go.
It's also probably not in line with the culture of the industry, right?
Yeah.
Like you're an island then if you're a big name and you pull that.
Yeah.
You're kind of going to be a lonely big name, I think sometimes.
Yeah.
I noticed Vectorworks were here. You design using Vectorworks?
Yeah, I primarily use Vectorworks for my design. I have for a while, and I've also taught it at TAFE's level.
Yep.
So something I really like, and I try to, when I talk about Vectorworks, I try to break down how difficult it is for people, and I know that I've taught people how to use it really efficiently, but I also like that I can do the whole design process in it. So I can do my drawings for construction, but also visual appealing plans, but I can also do 3D. So this design really heavily relied on my 3D process to get those walls correct and some of the angles and all the heights.
Did you get feedback from the judges at all?
I will tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. That'll be interesting.
We have a meeting booked in,
to find out what they saw that wasn't silver or wasn't gold, whether or not it was detail or whether or not it was design or what it might be.
There's a few things in my mind, if they say it, that I'm really comfortable with. Yep. If there's certain things that I know,
like if it screws in the timber or...
Or if they go, it wasn't ambitious enough, because we understand we still built within our limitations. So if it's some things like that, we're cool with that, because when and if there's little bits here and there, my experience with the judges, what I've been told, is they won't tell you how to design. So I'm happy with that type of... It'd be annoying if they said, oh, you should have done this
plant.
Yeah. But if it's little things, I'm really keen to hear that. And if I come back...
I think that open attitude's only going to... I mean, you seem young. It's only going to make life better long term, especially if you're willing to take that on. And you don't have to make change, but I think the willingness to listen and potentially make changes is a good trait. So
yeah, no, definitely.
All right, let's continue on. So we've got a pool.
Yeah,
we're hoping Dylan doesn't fall in.
Yeah, it's nice and shallow though. It was intentionally shallow.
So does it have to meet a standard for it to be allowed to be here, or it's okay?
They gave us approval for up to 500 mil of water.
That's legit a pool.
That is legitimately a pool, but Tanzanite Pools came and plumbed it up correctly for us.
I was going to say there's like the suction things there, and
that's floating on timber that's balanced it on a steel frame, concrete slab.
That's
blocked up,
amazing.
tiled, paved, and Corfu blocks. Yeah, like when Sean said he wanted to do it like that, I was amazed, but he absolutely nailed it, and it's sturdy as anything. And yeah, it's incredible, and it's really nice. It's full of magnesium, so we had our legs in it yesterday.
Yeah.
At the end of the day with
And
the
you feel
beer, and
soothed.
it was really nice because like standing on your legs all day, and we've done 9 days of build. It was really nice, but it was intentionally shallow from my design onset.
Yep.
This concept of a conversational water pit, like a fire pit,
Yeah, okay. So you can sit there and just put your legs in there.
but a breakout from the dining area to then go into the water.
Yep.
Just put your feet in. It might be a bit weird to get new bathers after just having dinner and swim.
But if you've got kids and you're here, so I guess living with a pool next to an area, which I do, I've got kids that are now swimming safely on their own. But so we can sit there and monitor what's going on. You can have kids playing in there, and you as adults, you can still sit down and enjoy dinner together, and you're not having to worry where they are.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Like I've never seen that kind of thing before.
Yeah, I think it's a cool concept. I'm really keen for someone, if they like the idea, to do it.
Well, it's an inexpensive way to get water. Like pools have gotten stupid. Like you're talking 6 figures for anything now.
Yep.
So it's an interesting way to still have water moving, and like you said, that kind of dip your feet in. You could get in if you wanted to cool down if it was really hot. But
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And still get the same soothing effects of having a water feature next to you. Yeah.
that's really cool. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to show us around today. I'm assuming you'll be back. I'm guessing this is a bit of a drug.
Yeah, I want to break for a little bit, but I'm definitely keen to come back in a capacity.
Yeah.
I've kind of had talking with some I'd really like to be involved with charity and have a really strong message with the garden. So kind of doing that consultation this year and having a long-term plan to the next one.
Yeah,
And
that's smart.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for showing us this and
thank
allowing
you.
us to be part of it. Hopefully, we can share it with our audience and give you some more exposure. And who knows, might be designing something in South Australia at some point.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warrnambool's not far from the border, so it'd be a good excuse to go past my family
That's
home.
where you're based? No, so you'd go back
No,
through.
yeah. My parents are still there, but they'll be in today. But yeah.
Yeah,
So
they'll be proud. Have they seen it yet?
Yeah, they saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
That's all they saw yesterday. Walked in,
Just came here and stood here.
sat on the table.
That's cool.
Had a
That's
chat-
nice to be able
had
to
a
share
long
that with
chat. Yeah, with my in-laws as well, and yeah,
That's really cool.
No, it's really nice. Just good catch up, and
Well, they probably haven't
Face
seen
to
you
face.
for a month or something if they've been...
barely heard from me for about 2 weeks. Yeah, happy I'm alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Nah, thank you.
All the best.